For the past 14 years, he's helped transform over 21,000 clients. He was the first one to popularize 30-minute fat loss workouts in El Paso and Las Cruces. He's changed the fitness industry in the U.S.-Mexico border. He's the trainer's trainer and has helped hundreds of fitness enthusiasts become trainers. Over the last 7 years, he's helped thousands of kids in need through his charitable contributions. He's the CEO of Raw Fitness, voted #1 gym by the City magazine. He is the king of weight loss, a master in success mindset, transformation genius. He's the man on a mission to change 1 million lives by 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise and put your hands together for Mr. Octavio Urias.
3 travel spots I'm going to cover today. So we're going to talk about the travel spots, 3 main travel spots that you probably hate and you wish you could look better. I'm talking about the inner thigh, butt, hamstring, thigh, where it all connects, right? That stuff that you want to twerk it and dance and do the reggaeton stuff and you don't want it to shake that much. You want it to be firm and solid. Well, or whether you're going to go to the beach. So inner thigh, back of the leg under the butt, and butt. I'm going to cover that one first. Then we're gonna cover the back of the arm. That thing that jiggles when you say bye or hi, we're gonna cover that, right? And the last one, the shoulders. If you improve those 3 travel spots, your body's gonna look totally different. And I'm gonna teach you how you can break the plateau and how you can actually improve that. So there's a difference between supersets, which a lot of people know. And by the way, all these tips we use at Raw Fitness and Raw Fitness Elite. So if you want to learn more about that, if you want to learn about Raw Fitness, go to votedbestgym.com. If you want to learn more about Raw Fitness Elite, go to elite-raw.com. We use all of this stuff in there. But let me get rid of this chair and I'm going to show you. So there's something called superset, which is really effective for weight loss. So supersets is pretty much 2 exercises. Gotta check I get the right fingers, right? 2 exercises back to back. So for example, I might do squat as my #1 exercise. And then let's say I'm gonna do an overhead press with the dumbbells. So that's 2 exercises back to back. Very effective to save time and burn more calories because you're using different muscle groups at a time. And while one rests, the other one works and vice versa. That way you don't waste time just sitting around. Now, that's great for weight loss. But if you really wanna bring up a trouble spot that you're stuck with and you're not seeing the change, like, oh, my triceps are not changing, or my shoulders are not changing, or my inner thighs and butt are not changing, then instead of doing a superset, we want to take it to the next level and do a compound set. What is the difference? A compound set is pretty much a superset, but instead of working 2 different muscle groups, it's 2 exercises back to back of the same muscle group. So if I was doing squats and I'm working my legs, and then with the overhead press I'm working the shoulders, 2 different muscles. In this case, I would want to do 2 exercises back to back to just target the legs. So in this case, we're talking about the inner thigh and the glute hamstring thigh, right? Very, very hard trouble spot, especially for a woman to hit and fix. So what would be a great compound set, 2 exercises back to back that you can do to really take that trouble spot to another level and break that plateau. So very simple. I'm doing this at my house because this is something that I want you to do when you're not at Elite, when you're not at Raw Fitness, maybe on Friday or Sunday if we're close and you want to still make progress, then this is something that you can do with just a chair and just a few dumbbells, and that's it. And a lot of dedication and motivation. That's all you need. All right? So let me show you what we're going to do. So you're going to have 2 dumbbells first, okay? And you're going to go with a wide stance. So this is going to be called a sumo stance, with your toes pointing out, keeping your chest up from here. You're going to squat down, forcing your knees out. So you don't want to let the knees come in. You want to force the knees out and keep the chest up. And then you're going to squeeze the butt on the way up. So as you do this, because you're forcing your legs out, you're using your inner thighs, you're activating the hamstring thigh a little bit more, and it's a hell of a butt workout. Now, you don't want to lean forward like a deadlift. You want to do it like a squat, okay? Keep your chest up, shoulders back, and you're going to come up and squeeze, okay? So that will be exercise 1. We already destroyed the inner thighs with that, activated the butt and a little bit of the hamstring, but really a lot of the work was focused on the inner thighs here. So now we go ahead and finish what we need to finish with the butt and the hamstring thigh by using the same weights in the same stance, but now instead of squatting, you're actually gonna push your butt out and slightly bend your knees. This is gonna be a sumo stiff leg deadlift. So you're gonna push your butt out. The lower you go, and keep your knees out, the lower you go, the further out you stick your butt. And as you come up, then you squeeze the butt in, okay? Now, I don't want you to do it like here, like a regular deadlift. You're actually just gonna have a slight bend on your knee and really focus not on lowering the weight, but trying to focus on touching the wall behind you with your butt. Imagine the man of your dreams is right behind you, right? And it's a crazy, crazy night. All right, now let's just keep it PG-13. But anyway, you would do those two exercises back to back, and that's not a superset, that's a compound set, because the two exercises are hitting the same area. Now, let's talk about the triceps. That's one you can do on the weekends, right? When we're not a raw or elite. Let's talk about the triceps. That thing right here, the back of the arm. Instead of doing one exercise for tricep and one exercise for something else, which will be best for calorie burning, what we want is really stimulate the triceps, okay? So all you're gonna need is a chair and a dumbbell. All right, so here's what you're gonna do. And today, because of demonstrational purposes, I'm using my heavy dumbbells. I'm not using my pink half-a-pound dumbbells because I'm trying to look good for you, okay? Just kidding. It's not about the weight on this, it's about the effort and the quality of the movement. So, get a chair, dumbbell over your head, you grab it like this, like a triangle, and then from here, you're gonna bend those elbows, let the weight come behind you, and then stretch them out. So this is actually a higher level of a compound set, and I'll show you why in a minute. It's a pre-exhaustion compound set. Okay, so this would be one, and it's a pre-exhaustion because now what we're doing is we're doing an isolation movement, which means just one muscle is being targeted, one joint is moving, in this case the elbow. So on that exercise, there's nothing working by the tricep but the tricep. So we're pre-fatiguing it. We're taking the tricep to failure, to the point where you can't go anymore, and then we're gonna do another tricep exercise, but this will not be an isolation exercise. This will be a compound movement, meaning 2 or more joints moving at a time, several muscle groups working. So first we isolate the tricep. Now since the tricep is fried back here, I wanna still work the tricep, so it's a compound set, but now I want to assist it with secondary muscles, which in this case is gonna be the shoulder and the chest. So we can keep working the tricep beyond what it was capable of. So as soon as you bring the dumbbell down, then you're gonna go into your chair right here, legs in front of you, and you're gonna go for dips. So again, primary muscle working is the tricep, but now we're getting assistance from the chest and shoulders so that we can work the tricep beyond what it was capable of working on its own. So that's not just a compound set, it's a pre-exhaustion set. So it's 2 intensity techniques to break plateaus in the same set. It's not all about adding more time, more hours of working out. It's about how can I get more out of the same muscle, out of the same workout, out of the same time, and maximize. Because chances are, if you hit a plateau and you've been crushing it, you've been hitting, you've been working hard, chances are you don't have another 2 hours to spend in the gym, right? So these are all techniques we use at Raw Fitness Elite and Raw Fitness. If you want to learn more about it, go to elite-raw.com for Raw Fitness Elite or votedbestgym.com for Raw Fitness. But this is stuff, if you're watching and you're already a client, then you don't need to go to those websites. You already know we do this. And if you want to specify more on a single muscle group that is a struggle spot for you, then do this when you're not at Raw, okay? So we cover the inner thigh, the booty, the hamstring, the tricep, and now we have the shoulders left. Okay, so same thing. Since I'm teaching you stuff you can do outside of Raw, that you only, or when traveling, for example, and all you need is gonna be a chair and a few dumbbells. So for this one, we start with the lighter dumbbells, and actually, I'm gonna make the shoulder one a pre-exhaustion compound set, meaning we're gonna pre-fatigue by isolating the shoulder, then we're gonna continue killing the shoulder with a compound movement, getting secondary muscles to assist the primary one, okay? So pre-exhaustion here, we're gonna go with a lateral raise. That would be my first exercise. Once I finish my reps with that, then I'm gonna grab a little bit of a heavier weight, and now I'm gonna bring it into a shoulder press, which is now a compound movement. By this point, the shoulder should be pre-fatigued from the lateral raise, so you're not gonna need that much weight to feel it. It's gonna feel like twice the weight that you're really lifting. Okay, so pre-fatigue here, and then overhead press. That's one of my favorite shoulder compound sets, because let me not tell you, try it and tell me how it feels after you do a few sets of that. Starting with the laterals, then immediately without rest, as soon as you put the weights down, go into the shoulder press. Absolutely a shoulder shocker. And again, those are just 3. There's like dozens and dozens, if not hundreds. Actually, yeah, there's hundreds of combinations that we've used and that we learned to break plateaus and really shock a muscle part, a body part, because we all know it. Some people, like, maybe their legs respond really fast, but their arms don't, or vice versa. Or some people, like, the midsection is the hardest part, but everything else responds fast, right? So you might have a trouble spot, and what you want to do, again, this is not to replace your foundational workout, but this is the extra credit that you can do to break that plateau and really focus on those trouble spots. Everybody has different trouble spots. Today I just covered 3 very popular ones. Especially females, the inner thigh, butt, hamstring thigh, and it's a very hard area. Not so much for men, but then the tricep and shoulder is usually for both men and women. Maybe it's your chest, whatever it is, right? If you would like to see more of this, tell me what your trouble spot is, and I can come up with more that you can do. I'm here to help you. My team is here to help you. I hope you give this a try. Really, really look very simple, but don't discount it. The effectiveness of this type of training is beyond amazing. Okay, so again, super simple. All you need is a few dumbbells, a chair. You can do it on the weekends when you're not at Raw or at Elite, or if you're traveling, or if you just want to do extra credit, then this is some stuff you can start implementing today. All right, so again, Lupita Maldonado Mayers, if you're here, inbox me your address. You won the Vegas trip. And if you want to win a Vegas trip and you're not Lupita, well, then I'm giving another one away. All you have to do is interact with this post. How's your day going? Did you like these tips? Are you going to apply them? Did you hate them? Have you tried this before and it didn't work? I don't know. Do you like my hat? Do you hate my hat? That's fine. Whatever you want to say. Comment here. I'm gonna tag a friend. Maybe somebody needs to hear this. Share it. I'm gonna pick somebody that interact with these videos every single day, and I'm gonna give away trips, memberships, gear, supplements, you name it. A lot of cool stuff. Some days we have big prices, some days we have small prices, but every single day we pick a winner because you know it. Papa Raw and the Raw team loves you. What's happening?
There's a question.
There's a question. What's the question?
How many reps of that do you do?
How many reps? That is a magnificent question. You want to know the answer. How many reps? All the reps. All of them reps. Go ahead and do all of them. Okay, so some people like to do really high reps with lightweight, and they swear by it. And there's the other school of thought of like, oh, lightweights don't work. Just go super heavy for like a few reps. And I find that I've been a fan of both extremes at a different time in my life. And I found that not one is right. What you want to do is get the best of both worlds. So I would do some sets with very, very high volume, very high reps, low weight. I would do the opposite. I would do low reps with very heavy weight, and I would do something in between. So you want to be cycling through them. If you just do heavy, 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 heavy every time, you get stuck. If you just do light all the time, you get stuck. So whatever you're not efficient at is usually what's going to help you break the plateau. So if you've been doing very light weights, never really pushing heavy, and you're stuck, breaking news. Light might not change it. You might have to go moderate or heavy weight just to give that body a different stimulation. Without abandoning high reps. I don't like to just go with one. I like to incorporate all of them. I've talked about this before. Like if I wanted to get a nail in this wall, what's the best tool? A hammer, right? If I wanted to get a screw in this wall, is the hammer the best tool? No, I need a screwdriver, right? Or a power drill. So all these rep ranges are just that, they're tools. Okay, so when are you gonna use the hammer? When are you gonna use the power drill? When are you gonna use the screwdriver? And just think about that. It's not just one way, there's many ways to get the result. So the best thing that you can do is leverage all of them. So you give your body different stimulations and you get less bored because your training it has some variety. And you give your body less chances to adapt, less time to adapt, because it's not like you're just doing one thing over and over and over. I hope that answered your question. Is there any other question back there? Okay, we're all set. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you. Thank you for your time. I don't take that lightly. That's why every day I come here and give you something that you can actually take home, apply, something practical. Not just motivation, but actually stuff you can apply, because you can be as motivated as you want. If you don't take action, results won't happen. You gotta take action, you gotta execute, and that's what I want you to do. All right? I'll talk to you next time. Thanks for joining me.